If you're thinking about changing schools, why wait? At Manhattan University, love those guys. You don't have to start over. With transfer-friendly pathways, your credits count, and you keep moving forward. From day one, you're part of Jasper Nation, preparing for the real world. And with New York City just a train away, opportunity is everywhere. Ready to move forward without missing a step? Visit manhattan.edu/transfer and enroll today. Manhattan University. Don't start over, move forward. Listen, all you New Yorkers. Excuse me. Taxi.
Okay, man, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
Let's go back to your telephone calls. You want to talk about the situation with the mentally ill man, the schizophrenic man in Queens, New York. Police forced to open fire. The mayor goes to visit the man and his family, not the NYPD officers. Let's go to line 3, Pam in New Jersey. Good morning, Pam. What's on your mind?
Oh, hi, Dominic. Yeah, I mean, I don't understand why they couldn't use a taser. Because that, I understand. He would have had to drop the knife. It would just, that's,
Pam,
that
Pam,
I
know you mean well. I know you mean well. But are you serious?
Well, only because I used to watch a lot of court TV, and they used to have a lot of films.
Right. You used to watch a lot of court TV. Pam, with all due respect, that's exactly what I thought where you were going with this. You do. I say this night after night, folks. We do understand this is not Hollywood, right? And let me just say this. And Pam, I understand your heart is in the right.
Court TV, Hollywood.
Okay.
These were really
Oftentimes, court TV is Hollywood. They sensationalize it to get viewers. Otherwise, nobody would watch it. Yes.
Really?
Yes. But let me just finish.
Then
let me just finish. This is a very. Okay. So, I see on my social media someone said, "Why didn't they use the bolo wrap?" Right? I'm very familiar with the bolo wrap. The city of Yonkers, New York, brought me in to the emergency services, as well as the NYPD, and they showed me the bolo wrap. That's where they shoot, and it wraps around the arms real quick. Pam, now let me tell you why the taser would be the absolute worst thing you can do. The taser does not work 100% of the time. Oftentimes, when somebody is mentally ill, they have the strength of an ox. And if you miss, or the taser, some people, the taser gets them more enraged. So the officer literally didn't have enough time. That's how close this guy was. This is not Hollywood. If he tried to use a taser, I guarantee you, if you want to hold, Pam, I'll give you the option to hold. I've got to do another short segment, then I'll come back to you. But this is not Hollywood. There was no time for that. If that officer tried to use a taser and missed, or if it didn't stop this young man, we would be planning that officer's funeral right now.
Now, from New York City to the world, it's Dominic Carter.
And we are back. I want to go to Pam again, line 3 in New Jersey, because she didn't get to finish her say. Pam, I'm going to give you the floor in just 10 seconds. The reason why I said you can't believe everything that you see on court TV is for the following. One, you're making an assumption that the announcer is accurately summarizing what happened in the courtroom. Oftentimes, those announcers are wrong. Number 2, Pam, why do you think judges, when they have the option, bar cameras in their courtroom? Because once you bring in the cameras, it's a brand new ball game. Lawyers are playing to the cameras. Lawyers are trying to get their next client. And so they will do dramatic things that they wouldn't necessarily do if the cameras were not there. Ask yourself this, Pam, when you're watching court TV, why do many judges bar cameras when they have the option in their courtroom? If it's a federal trial, that's the law. You can't bring in a video camera or put it, you can't do actual testimony on TV. But go ahead, Pam. Go ahead with your point, please.
No, it was just the reason I asked that was because that I don't remember her name. She was a female cop, and it was a car situation. She
Dante
stopped this
Wright
guy.
of Minneapolis. He
Remember
goes to
she said
drive off,
taser,
but you're proving
and
my
she
point.
used
But
her
go
gun.
ahead.
No, but she said taser, and use her gun. I thought that was real. I didn't look.
No,
at
that
as,
is
like,
real. But you're proving my point,
okay.
and here's how you're proving my point. That officer,
Okay.
she did everything right, apologized to the family, and went to jail. She made the mistake. That officer, she thought she was reaching for her taser because Dante Wright drove off, and instead she reached for her gun and used deadly force. So this is what I mean, folks. And maybe I have a better understanding because law enforcement has worked with me, the NYPD, the Yonkers PD, Yonkers bringing me in, the city of Yonkers, the fourth largest city in New York State, bringing me to the emergency services division, showing me all the devices that they have. I've been brought into internal affairs. Folks, they put cameras in places you would have no idea. to catch corruption, alleged corruption amongst police officers, but also the NYPD. And what you're leaving out of this is what I mean by Hollywood. You're saying, well, why didn't he just reach for his taser and stop the young man? You're ignoring the adrenaline factor. So the NYPD, they have a situation house, and they put me in the house. And every time, Matt Blaze, I screwed up and shot the wrong person because people don't understand how much adrenaline kicks in. So these officers walk through the door, and you've got a towering young man who's schizophrenic now blowing past a family member to get to you, and he's holding up a knife. And so someone else said on my social media, why didn't they use a bolo wrap, right? Now, a bolo wrap is when you shoot and it almost like Batman, it wraps a rope around your arms, right, to stop you from hurting yourself or hurting others. But if the young man already has one arm up holding the knife, how was a bolo wrap going to stop him? What do you make? People, they watch TV and why didn't they do this? Why didn't they do that? What do you say, Matt Blaze?
It's like it's the Monday morning quarterbacking.
Absolutely.
This is a split-second thing that happens. They walk in, they know there's some sort of domestic disturbance. Then the guy lunges for a knife. You hear them tell him multiple times, drop the knife, drop the knife, drop the knife. And I'm sure their guns are out at that point. And then he's not dropping the knife. Now he's going toward them with the knife. So what does it come down to? Him or me? And he's getting shot.
Simple.
It's a split-second decision. Totally justifiable. Totally justifiable. So you want to sit there and go, now? Oh, they should have used a taser. And like you said, somebody who's in that state, they have this like unmanly, inhuman strength that the taser doesn't affect them. So now what?
Right,
now,
and he's
now
already coming towards you.
Right, now they're going to get
and the taser
attacked.
doesn't stop him. It only enrages him more. Now what?
Right, now they're going to get stabbed, possibly. You cannot sit there and second guess what the officers did on the scene because it's a split-second decision. They didn't sit there and go, all right, we know this guy's going to come at us with a knife.
Right.
We better be ready. Let me make sure I got my taser out.
Right.
But let me make sure I got something to block. You go over here and I'll go over there so he won't. No. They went in. The guy had a knife, dropped the knife. He didn't drop the knife. He got shot. It's as simple as that.
And they were very professional. They didn't kill him. He's alive.
Yeah.
He's alive.
That's right.
So
it wasn't.
Thank you so much, Matt Blaze. And I see your calls. I'm going right back to them. I'm going to John and Reno in just a second. So when I started in journalism, folks, right, straight out of grad school, I was assigned to cover the Eleanor Bumpers trial at the Bronx courthouse. And it was rough. It was rough. I'm brand new. I don't know anything. Eleanor Bumpers was an African-American grandmother where mental ill. This is where all this stuff started from, going back to the Eleanor Bumpers case in the 80s. And Eleanor Bumpers was going to be evicted for not paying her rent. And they call the police, and the officer goes inside, and he was charged with her death, and he was acquitted as he should have been. And apparently he falls somehow, and she's holding a large knife over him. And he was forced to use deadly force. As a result of the Eleanor Bumpurs case, all types of provisions were put into play of how to deal with mentally ill people, and this is a national thing. In terms of they have like the stun guns, they have the shields, but all of that is under the assumption, this is not Hollywood, that they have time to get the special unit in place. As Matt Blaze just said, the officers walk through the door. 1 minute they're talking to each other. 10 seconds later, a large guy is coming at them, blowing past a family member with a butcher knife in his hand. And when you consider a situation like that, when you consider the Eleanor Bumpurs case, you know, that at least in New York City, they have rules now in place where they have special units to deal with the mentally ill people. A sergeant is called on scene, but that's assuming that you have time to get people in place. This went down in a matter of seconds, and still the officer did not use deadly force. And he could have legally, because the one thing that I've learned from the NYPD and being so close to police departments, with them putting me through a little bit of their training for a day or two at a time, they are trained. That's why didn't you shoot them in the arm? They don't shoot in the arm because you can miss, or the leg. They are trained to shoot for the largest mass of body. That's center mass. And, you know, I guess the stomach area, the chest area. And this young man is alive. He's alive. But it's disgusting what Mamdani did, going to visit him and his family and not the police officers.
Every week, the Payne family cuts straight to the real financial story.
The one question, Bob, everyone's asking is, are we in an artificial intelligence bubble? You've been through boom and bust. What do you think?
No hype, no myths. Just what actually matters to your money.
Does feel very similar to what we experienced in the 90s. Where are we, though? Are we in 1995, 1997, 1999?
Listen to the Pain Points of Wealth on the Red Apple Podcast Network.